Hello, Gordon here. Hope all is well with you. And this Facebook Live I've called Pursue Your Passion? Question mark. And it's not the Facebook Live that I had planned to do today. I already had a subject in mind today, but I've had to shunt that further down the line. And it's been overtaken by a subject having watched something on TV catch-up today. And what I watched was an England women's football match last night. And you have to bear with me on this one. It was only 3 days ago that I posted about the She Believes Cup, women's international football in the United States. And it was the last round of games last night. And England played Japan. And if you don't know the result and you don't want to know the result yet, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to look away or block your ears, because I'm going to give you the result. England won the tournament. Right. So that's the result covered. But what actually caught my attention was the branding along the advertising boards around the side of the pitch. Because I do notice funny things when I'm watching sport. And it had the She Believes Cup as the branding and various other slogans. And one of those slogans was, believe in yourself. Another slogan was, inspire confidence. Another slogan was, aspire to greatness. And another slogan was, pursue your passion. 4 slogans related to the She Believes Cup, which is all about the development of women's sport. And strong independent women, that's the ethos behind the She Believes Cup. And some slogans there that you might think sound very corny, very American perhaps, but that doesn't make them not powerful. And particularly that one about pursuing your passions. Well, since this is Online Passion Profits page, that is going to catch my eye. Because some people do pursue their passions. They spend their whole life pursuing their passions. But some other people, they don't pursue their passions. Some people don't mind that they don't pursue their passions because they don't think that it's the done thing. They don't think it's possible. They don't think they should be doing it. They've never actually thought about it, and they don't have a problem with it, even though they're not following their passions. But some people don't follow their passions who most certainly wish that they did. They know that they're not following their passions, and it's a big problem for them. But why is that the case? Surely we would all pursue our passions, wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we? Well, the reason that a lot of people don't, and they end up with a life, let's be fair, of frustration and lack of fulfillment. Emma is watching. Hello, Emma. And Emma's asking a question. How do you find your passion? I'll come to that in a minute. Because I don't want to lose my train of thought, because as you full well know, Emma, you can send me down some rabbit warrens of trains of thought. So I'm just going to finish this point about why people don't follow their passion. And it's normally down to fear. Either a fear of failure or a fear of finance. That they just haven't got time to do it because they've got a job. And they have to have the job because the job pays their rent, mortgage, family commitments, other commitments. So they think they can't afford it because to get the time to follow their passion, they'd have to give up their job, and then where's the money going to come from? And obviously that's what my Online Passion Profits content and coaching is about, particularly in today's world where we've got what I call a staggering abundance of opportunity. In other words, you're watching it, the internet. The fact that you can watch me do a live video or on replay in full colour, moving pictures all the way around the world, 24/7, as long as you've got an internet connection and some kind of camera device connected to it. We can do that. That is a staggering abundance of opportunity available to all of us. It's available to me because I'm doing it now, and it's available to you, and I know it is, and you know it is because you're using it to watch me. So we can leverage that abundance of opportunity to turn our passion into profit. And the thing is, we can do it without having to give up our job. Because although there aren't any guarantees about how much anyone is going to make, and have you noticed, I've never given any guarantees because there aren't any, I can't give them, so I don't. But having said that, it could be a nice little side income. It could actually be a lot of money, enough for you to give up your job and then pursue your passion. Right, Emma's left a couple more comments. Fear of failure, social norms. Yes, your friends, your family, your work colleagues, your immediate peer pressure. The media might tell you that it's not for you. That passion of yours, following it, pursuing that passion, is not for you. It's only for others. And a lot of people believe that nonsense. I was going to say cobblers then, but I didn't. Nonsense. Emma is saying, yes, apologies for sending me down rabbit holes. You're a rabbit in the Chinese zodiac. Yes, well, that's going to send me down another rabbit hole. Right, what was your question? How do we find our passion? Now, this was an interesting one, because I was talking to an acquaintance, I would say, about passions into profits. And I said to her, what would your passion be? If I said, talk to you about turning your passions into profits, just in a conversation, what would your passion be? And she said, I don't know. And my response to that was, incorrect. You do know. We've all got a passion or passions. You just need to focus in on it and think a little bit more about it. So I said to her, what would you do all day, every day, if you had the opportunity to? What makes your eyes light up and your soul lift a little bit and bring you joy, either when you're indulging in that passion or even thinking about that passion? That you love talking about it, you love consuming it, you love taking part in it. And you know what she said? Oh yes, in that case, knitting. And I said, pardon? And she said, knitting is a passion of mine. I said, is it now? And she said, yes, it really means a lot to me. I absolutely love it. But you can't make any money from knitting. Now, you won't be surprised to hear I disagree with her on that. And in fact, I might use knitting, because I use that story a lot. I might use knitting as a case study in one of my future videos. In fact, never mind might, I will be using knitting. Right, Emma is saying eating chocolate. Chocolate taster for me. Okay, now I'm a chocoholic, as we all know. Emma, knitting. My friend makes money from crochet. There we go. Now, a lot of passions you can make money from offline, clearly, because people were making money in these passions before the internet existed, never mind before it exploded. So clearly, knitting, you can make money from knitting. From actual knitting products, physical products. But you can make money from knitting patterns. You can make money from teaching knitting, the how-to information. And I'll certainly be talking about that, because that is right up the top of my list of favourites, the how-to information. How much do you think that you could sell a knitting course online? What kind of price point? Have a little think about it. What kind of price point do you think you could use for an online course about how to knit? And I'll come back to that a bit later then. Emma, know someone who's opened a wool shop. There you go. Now, all of that, making money from crochet and a wool shop, you can sell online. Oh, you don't think there are sites online selling wool? Of course there are. Of course there are. Amazon. Here we go. I'm going to go for Amazon because it's an example that I use without going to my screen sharing, which I will do for the knitting example in another video. You can buy wool from Amazon. I imagine. I've never looked for wool on Amazon, but I would be staggered if you can't buy wool on Amazon. And Amazon has an affiliate program. If you don't know what an affiliate program is and the affiliate model, I'll be covering that, and I have covered it throughout the course of these Facebook Lives, but just ask me. And I'll, message me if you want to, and I'll go through what the affiliate model is. So what you could do if you're a knitter or a crocheter, because they both use wool, don't they? Yes. You could do some Facebook Lives with you knitting, crocheting, and you talking about the exact wool that you're using. Not a blue wool, or the exact wool that you're using. And then you drop in your Amazon affiliate link, someone goes to buy it via your link, and Amazon will pay you a commission. Now, there we go. I could end this video now, and that is an example of how you can pursue your passion and turn it into profit online. You couldn't really sum up in a nutshell more what this content is about. And while I'm talking about it, in that content that I've just given you and those examples about knitting and wool and all the rest of it and Amazon, I'm talking about a lot of things that I cover in my, what I call the 3-2-1 breakdown of turning passions into profits. And I've done a presentation about it. Because in these Facebook Lives, I'm going to cover a little bit of it here, a little bit of it there in sort of smaller chunks. But if you want to watch the whole 35-minute presentation of the 3-2-1 breakdown, you can see it on the website, onlinepassionprofits.com/chat. And you can just watch it there on the page. Don't need your email. You don't need to sign up. onlinepassionprofits.com/chat. Right. Emma, if you combine selling online with a store, ultimate maximization of profits. I used to work in a standalone organic clothes store and they sold internationally too. Yes. The physical stores, maybe with knitting and craft fair, that's slightly different. But actual physical high street stores are struggling massively because of the rise of the internet. So yes, if you've got an offline store and you're not selling online as well, something is badly wrong with that business model. Now, I've given you a bit of time and you might be watching this on the replay and you've had a little mull over. Let me come back to that question. If you were running a course or you produced a course, an online course, teaching people how to knit. It might be teaching how to knit a specific item or a specific category of items, or it might be teaching a specific person or type of person how to knit. It could be teaching divorced dads how to knit, something like that. You could come up with an online course and you could sell that for, and remember, before I give you an example of what you could sell it for, once it's up there and you've created it, people can buy this any time of the day, all the way around the world over the internet. So it could be, remember there's no guarantees, it could be the classic make money while you sleep, because you could wake up and get notifications that people have bought your online course while you were asleep. Now, I'm going to tell you a price, and I'd be interested to see your reaction. Here we go. $997. Easily. $1,997. Oh yes. $2,997. $3,000. Yes, believe it or not. Now, I'm going to let those figures sink in, because you could sell a course for $97, $197. But actually, if you got that course, there's no reason why you can't sell it for $997, $1997 or $29.97. Emma, wow, that surprised me. I was thinking 150, 200 quid. Yeah. So there's your $97 or your $197. And if you were selling a course like that, at that kind of price point, it would probably be, here's the information, you get on with it. There would be some interaction. Now, obviously, if you're going up to $997, $1997, $29.97, the content is going to be pretty much the same, but what you're going to be doing is more interaction. All right, so you would be doing live teaching and live Q&As and live classes and maybe live guest interviews as well. Now, is that a lot more work? Yes, it's a lot more work. But if you're selling a course for up to $3,000, do you think you could be prepared to put in that little bit of extra work? I should say so, yes. Now, I'm going to say it again. There are no guarantees. All right, they are just examples, and you can find examples of people selling how-to courses online for those kind of figures. All right, that doesn't mean that you automatically will. You can, it doesn't mean you will. And here's why. Because to do that, you've got to take certain actions, and there's no way of knowing what actions you'll take, if any. And then once you've taken those actions, other people have got to take actions. In other words, buy. Because the one sentence fundamental of making money online is that no one makes any money until someone buys something. So because there's no way of knowing what actions you will take as an individual, if any, and then what actions any customers might take after that, there's no way of giving any guarantees. So any internet marketing coach who gives you guarantees has got to be treated with a huge dose of salt, because you've got to wonder how they can give guarantees, because they can't. And actually, you're on very dodgy ground ethically and very dodgy ground legally once you start giving income guarantees. Can't be done. But what can be done is finding people who are teaching online courses at that kind of price. And by the way, while we're talking about that and pursuing passions, because I have pursued passions in my life, music and performing and the entertaining, I have pursued passions. And in my coaching, my online Passion Profits coaching, I want to end up with a course. But I'm starting by teaching people on a one-to-one basis, individually, one at a time. Which the coaching industry says, no, don't do that, because you can't leverage it one-to-one. You can't leverage it because there's only a certain amount of time and there's only so much you can charge for that. Emma, I heard once that people buy people, not products, i.e. the person behind it is what sells. Now, you've made another point there, Emma, which is a superb point, because it is 100% true. Because that information that I've just put out about an online course and the potential of what it could be sold for, I didn't come up with that information. I'm not the only person putting that out there. There are hundreds of people putting that out there. But people might invest in coaching with me because it's me that's going to be coaching them. Does that make sense? And to go back to the Amazon wool example, if you're doing a Facebook Live with you knitting or clicking away, crocheting, and then talking about the wool, that wool is being advertised on Amazon's own site. There could be 100 other people also talking about that wool, but they're not you, are they? They're not you. And that is actually quite a key point of my online Passion Profits coaching. It is all about you and your passion, and you putting across that passion and engaging other people with your passion and you. Oh, it's a key point of my coaching. In fact, anyone who does invest in my coaching is going to have to take that on board. Now, getting back to where I was before Emma sent me off down another rabbit hole, but that was a good one. So I took that one up. Yes, I'm starting on a one-to-one basis, one at a time, and I'm then going to go probably to a class of maybe 10 people at a time, and then go to a course. Now, the content, when I do the course, is going to be pretty much the same as when I do a class, which is pretty much the same as when I do it one-to-one. So you might think, well, if one-to-one is not scalable and not the most efficient model, why am I starting with that rather than going straight to an online course? And the reason is I need some case studies, or I want some case studies. To promote the class, I want maybe 10 one-to-one case studies before I promote the class. And then when I promote the course, I want to be using the case studies from the classes and the one-to-one sessions. Does that make sense? And again, that is a key part of my online Passion Profits coaching. And on that page where you can see my 3-2-1 breakdown of Passion Profits, and that page is onlinepassionprofits.com/chat, and I'll post that link, by the way, below this video once I've posted the video. The reason I've called that a chat page is because it also has links where you can get in touch with me and chat. And what we can do then is talk about your passion, how we can apply it to my 3-2-1 breakdown, and then throw in my Passion Profit twist and take it forwards together. Now, if I said that a course could be sold for $997, $1997 or $29.97, how much do you think my one-to-one coaching is? Well, I know a landscape gardener, a friend of mine, who when he does a quote, he will look at a job and think, right, that's going to take X amount of hours, and he estimates at £40 an hour. And he normally gets it, to be honest. People normally are happy to pay that for a gardener. Seems a hell of a lot. If you look at a plumber, a mechanic, an electrician, you're going to be paying £40 to £60 an hour. So how much do you think my one-to-one coaching is going to cost? Less than that is the answer. a lot less than that, ridiculously less than that. And in fact, I'm not even going to tell you what the price is. I might tell you in future videos, but at the moment, as I'm starting out with this experiment as of spring 2019, it's so low that I'm not actually going to tell you what it is, because that price is only going to be available to people that get in touch with me and then chat. Now, I will say there's no hard selling involved. It is just a chat. I'm not trying to sell you. We'll have a chat and then I'll tell you what my offer is. And if you fancy taking it up, great. If you don't fancy it taking it up, that's also great. Just carry on watching my information. But it is so low that the coaching industry would have me run out of town. I'm in a few coaching groups online and a few internet marketing groups online. And I can tell you now, if I told any of them what that price is, they would have me run out of town, because they will say, well, what you're doing is dragging the value of your content and information down to the lowest common denominator. And I'm not doing it permanently. In fact, the price rises after every single sale, because I'm doing it not only on a one-to-one basis, but one at a time for the first 10 one-to-one sessions. So the price that is ridiculously low, that I'm not going to tell you what it is, you'll have to find out by asking me, it's only ever going to be that price once. So that would be my answer to the coaching industry. In fact, I might post it in a few coaching groups just to see what they say. Anyway, I've been waffling, haven't I? I've slipped into waffle mode there, but it doesn't matter, because in fact, well, here's another point in my online passion profits. When you're talking about something that's passionate for you, and I'm passionate about this message, you can tell that I'm passionate about this message. When you're talking about something you're passionate about, you don't have to worry about content, do you? Because it's just a conversation, the same that you'd have a conversation with other people who share your passion, or if someone asked you about your passion. You don't have any trouble talking to people about it. But when it comes to the internet, or maybe doing Facebook Lives, people think, oh, I've got to come up with valuable content, and I've got to look this certain way, and I've got to sound a certain way. No, you haven't actually. Particularly the way social media is at the moment, you don't have to sound a certain way. You don't have to look a certain way. And in fact, the more authentic you actually are, guess what that does? That drives home your uniqueness and makes you stand out as a person that someone might want to do business with. Just as Emma mentioned earlier, people do business with people. So there we go. Pursuing your passion that I noticed in the last game of the She Believes Cup. I'm going to go over those slogans again. What were they? Believe in yourself. Inspire confidence. Aspire to greatness. And pursue your passion. Because my online passion profits message has got 3 strands. One is the concept of it, the logic and the ideas. Second one is the practicalities of how to actually do it. And the third is the mindset. Can you see? Believe in yourself, aspire to greatness, inspire confidence, and I would say in yourself and from others, and pursue your passion. Why not? I do it, others do it, anyone can do it, actually. Everyone won't, it's not that everyone will do it, because it's not the case that everyone will do it, but anyone can do it. So, there we go. Let me know what you think. If you like that message, do hit the like button. I would appreciate that, because it helps me share my message further via Facebook algorithms. And in one of my previous videos, only, well, in March, so maybe it was the 1st or 2nd of March. The Facebook page, Online Passion Profits with Gordon Bryan, only had 21 likes. So I'm effectively starting from scratch. Ooh, Emma's off to make pancakes. Didn't have them yesterday. No, I didn't have pancakes. She loves the topic. Good, because I'm going to be doing a lot of Facebook Lives on the subject. Yes, had 21 likes. It's now up to 31 likes. So if I can do it, you can do it. And that's one of the reasons why I'm sort of starting with a page from scratch, to show that if I can do it, you can do it. And not only that I can do it, but you're watching me do it, if that makes sense. So enough for now. Signing off for now. Hope all is well with you. Wishing you as ever health and happiness. And I'll speak to you again soon.